Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm KT.
You're listening to Not-Stalgia. Just want to start off by saying that J.K. Rowling is a transphobic piece of shit.
Yeah, and if your wizarding world doesn't include folks from the trans community, you're not welcome in my wizarding world. So get the hell out, Joe.
Yeah. Her and the longer burger basket she wrote in on. If you don't get that joke, you should go back and I don't know what episode we said it in, but you're not a diehard Not-Stalgia listener.
Yeah, that's right. My hatred of longer burger baskets and turfs.
All right, Kate, have you ever seen Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
Oh, I sure did. Do you know the story about the first time that I ever saw Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
I don't think I do. Please.
All right, so
enlighten us.
Harry Potter came out in 2001, the first Harry Potter, and it was right after 9/11, and our whole school went to go see it because the adults in the building decided that kids needed some magic after 9/11.
Oh, no.
So the strongest association that I have with this movie is 9/11.
Wow.
And we went to go see the movie. It was super great. I remember being like so hype the night before that I couldn't sleep because I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, but I was like a real Harry Potter kid.
Never talked about it. This is the time.
This is the time. So
Please.
one of my favorite people in the whole world, my aunt bought me the first Harry Potter in second grade, and I read it like voraciously. Like I finished it in like a week, and I was like super pumped about it. Loved Harry Potter, loved everything about it. When the fourth book came out, I went to the midnight release and I got there at like 8 p.m. in my little tiny town, and I stood at the front of the line dressed as a witch, and my grandma went with me and she was dressed as Professor McGonagall because she had no idea what this book was about, but she still went. God bless her. And
she didn't think it was a cult?
No, she didn't. She was super into it. Oh, I used to walk around the blacktop playground with my friend Michael, and we used to find like dandelions or like whatever kind of puffball that was blowing in the breeze, and we would both wish really hard that Hogwarts was real, but obviously it was not. I did stay up on the night before my 11th birthday and just kind of like see
just in case
if a letter was gonna...
You were logical enough to know it probably wasn't coming.
Yeah, but you had to see.
Gotta just be
it was
sure.
really hard to stay up to because I was that kid that went to bed at like 8:30.
Were you disappointed when
I was
it didn't
I was a
arrive?
little sad. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little sad. But you know, as an adult, I realized that the wizarding world is also very dangerous. Like I probably just would have died immediately.
Also, what school would you have gone to from America? What's the American Hogwarts?
Oh, there's a couple.
Please.
You're not familiar with this?
I don't know
Hold on,
any
I
of
gotta
this
look
stuff.
them up. I actually don't know the names off the top of my head.
I'm a very mild-mannered Harry Potter enjoyer. I'm nowhere near where you are, as we're all learning right now.
So while I look this up, do you want to tell everyone what your Harry Potter house is?
Katie says I'm a Hufflepuff.
You're obviously a Hufflepuff.
And you are?
Here, let's go over why you're a Hufflepuff first. You are super kind. You are very accepting. And you're always opening and closing our fridge looking for snacks.
Yeah, like, thanks for trying to say nice things first, but the only reason anyone tells someone else they're a Hufflepuff is like, you're dumb.
No, you are always looking for a good snack. And that's what a Hufflepuff does.
And why are you a Ravenclaw?
Because I'm smart and mean. I'm like Hufflepuff Slytherin adjacent.
Whoa.
I'm a fucking sociopath in the wizarding world. So Ilvermorny is the...
Where's that?
It's the wizarding school in Massachusetts. So that would probably be
Of course
where I
there's
went.
one in Massachusetts. Is that where like the Salem witches were from?
I guess.
Is that the idea?
I don't know. There's a lot of lore around it.
Oh, you did play Hogwarts Legacy this year, yeah?
I know.
You seem to have a good time. Did you, how was it?
It was pretty good.
See, this is one of those times where like, I got a game for you, and then I'm like, oh, I'll play it too. And I have not had a chance to play it because you were always playing it.
But yeah, so I was a huge Harry Potter kid, total Harry Potter kid, but this movie makes me think of 9/11. And when the news came to interview the children
The
of
local,
the town,
like the 6 o'clock news.
yeah, came to interview us about like, oh, how was it to go see Harry Potter? Do you feel like magic still exists in the world in the wake of a devastating terror attack? I had all these plans for like if I got interviewed, and they were like, all right, what are you? Because I obviously had dressed up for it. And I just went, I'm a witch. And then I like ran away.
That was it? You didn't opine about 9/11?
I didn't. I really didn't.
So wait, where did they interview you? Was this at the theater?
At school.
Oh, this is
Like,
back at
when-
school.
Yeah, well, no, it was before when they were getting us ready to go because they had to line the whole school up to
Right.
get on the buses.
Right. All right, Kate, you ready to learn about Harry Potter? You probably know all this.
I might, but I don't know.
But we have to do it. We can't assume. So Joanne, aka Jo Rowling, those were the names she went by.
Boo.
She was born in 1965 in England. She always wanted to be a writer, but she wasn't that into being in school. She didn't love it that much. So when it was time to go to university, she and her teachers didn't think she'd hack it as, an actual writing major. So she studied French instead, which enabled her to be a bilingual French and English secretary for Amnesty International. And her whole job was writing and translating documents for French-speaking African countries.
Huh.
That was her gig.
How'd you turn out so up, Joanne?
That was her gig. She did all of her good deeds, back then, and then ran out of them, and now's a TERF. So
she could have spent the rest of her life drinking Mai Tais on the beach with Beyonce and being quietly hateful, like the rest of the famous people in the world. And yet,
in 1990, she was on a long train ride. This is interesting because the same thing happened to Walt Disney, allegedly, when he thought of Mickey Mouse. Although I think he was on a train and saw a mouse on the train. But she was on a long train ride, a 7-hour train ride to see her boyfriend at the time. And allegedly, while there, she thought of this whole premise. It all came to her, the characters, presumably the whole train to Hogwarts sequence. So she was 25 years old at the time when the idea occurred to her. And it took her 5 years to write the first book. It was just this on and off thing. It was a side gig because she was working full time and she wasn't a professional writer. Although she claims to have written several not adult, actual, just normal novels, yes, not for children while in college that have never seen the light of day. In those 5 years, though, that it took her to write this, she got married. She had a daughter. She escaped from her abusive husband. She got divorced. She was on government welfare for a long time after she escaped from her husband. And her mother died of MS. Her mother suffered from MS for most of JK's childhood and life. So that was a whole thing. So the point is, a lot happened to her. It was a very tumultuous time in her life. And she would go back. This was her comfort thing. And I think a little bit of her I need to finish this and get it published and make it be my ticket to success, because my life is really wild right now. She finished the book because when she fled from her husband, she snuck it out. It was one of the only things she took with her, that and her daughter, the unfinished manuscript. He was, for a long time when she was planning to leave, he was using it as a cudgel, he was holding it hostage, basically, to hold her hostage. He'd be I'm gonna take your manuscript and burn it, because she only had one copy. Anyway, so she gets out, she gets it done around 1995. She starts shopping it around to publishers. She gets rejected over and over and over again. So she didn't think she was gonna make it. But then finally she gets published by Bloomsbury in the UK. That's the publisher. Came out in the UK originally in a very small print run, because this is how they would do things with an unknown author. On June 26, 1997, there's only 500 copies. Those are now worth $1 bazillion each, because they would give them to school libraries and stuff to build word of mouth. It worked. It took off, got really popular throughout 1997. And like to point out, they made her publisher made her change her pen name to JK because they thought these were boy books, quote unquote. And they, the classic story in literature where the author can never, if it's a woman, can never use her name. Scholastic, because it's becoming so popular in the UK, Scholastic buys the US publishing rights. They actually paid an unusually large amount. So they kind of saw where this was going. And it gets published in the US on January 9th, 1998, which lines up with you reading it in second grade, right? Mm-hmm. You were in second grade in 1998. There are some minor changes to Americanize it. They take out the word crumpet, that kind of stuff. There's a big change that they changed the title. It was called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Scholastic was that's just, American kids weren't going to get that.
We know Americans are just so anti-intellectual. They won't buy this book if it says philosophy on the cover.
So she allegedly was consulted for the name change to the Sorcerer's Stone, which is interesting. She wasn't happy about it, but she had no power at the time. I wish she would go back to having no power. So let's briefly talk about the sequels. Today is just about the first movie, but I feel for some context, because the movie comes out in the middle of the books being out. Mm-hmm. So she writes the second book, The Chamber of Secrets. What I couldn't find was if she was writing that in the 3 years in between when she finished the first one and couldn't get it published, and then when, the second one comes out. Yeah. I'm not sure. Second one comes out a year later, July 2nd, 1998 in the UK, February 6th, 1999 in the US. Third book, July 8th, 1999. So it just comes out every summer, in the UK.
And they're
consecutively.
Get typing, Joe.
Yes. And then so July 8th, 1999 for Prisoner of Azkaban in the UK, August 9th, 1999 in the US. You can see the gaps are getting smaller, They only came out a month apart. And then in 1999, again, I couldn't find the exact date, so I don't know which book, if the second or third book was out yet, but at some point in 1999, Warner Brothers, again, pays a lot of money to buy the film rights to the books. Sometime in 1999, they start developing the first movie after they buy the rights, but before the movie comes out, the fourth book, Goblet of Fire, comes out on July 8th, 2000, the one you were there. So on July 7th, 2000. We know where you were.
Sure do.
And that's the first one that comes out in the US and the UK at the same time. And from now on, they're going to do that. They just have converged now. The movies start coming out in between the gap of the fourth book and the fifth book. It took her longer because the fifth book's like, well, the fourth book's huge too. But
The fourth
they start
book
getting
is
long.
massive.
The
It's
fourth one's longer than the fifth, right?
Wait, let's take a pause in this long march of dates because I'm like kind of bored right
Yes,
now, even
understood.
though I love you. Can you tell me what your favorite Harry Potter book is?
Oh, yeah. So it's funny because when I was doing these notes, I'm like, what was I was not a Harry Potter kid. I wasn't a big reader. I was a Captain Underpants fan. That's what got me into reading, but not enough to make me read like other books like Harry Potter. One, I was like an annoying contrarian kid. So because they were so popular, I was like, that's dumb, which is so stupid, but kids are like that sometimes. I was. And two, they definitely were intimidating, especially the fourth book. So my brother read them. So we had them in our house. We had those great ones, the same ones you had. I should know who illustrated the covers, but I don't. But you know, those like classic hardcover ones. Is that what you were reading?
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Yeah.
I think my grandmother, my dad's side, got them for my brother and I, but only he read them. And I looked at them and I'm like, well, I can't start reading these because that fourth one is just too big. Like, I'm never going to be able to read a book that big. So I did read the first three at some point in elementary or maybe early middle school, like a little later than, you know, the movie was probably out by then. And I liked them. I actually really liked them because they are so accessible. Like, the reason kids got so into Harry Potter partially is because they are easy to read. Like, you just crush them, like you said, in a week, and it makes you feel accomplished and blah, blah, blah. And they're fun. So back then, I don't know what my favorite would have been. I might have even liked book 2. I don't know. I kind of liked the whole Tom Riddle diary thing. What about you? What's your favorite one?
My favorite book, I don't really have a favorite movie. My favorite book was definitely the fourth one. I think it's the memory of like going and getting it.
Right.
And like just like getting the book and then holding it up for everyone to see. like the Lion King. It was wild.
And then did you have to like read it real quick so that you wouldn't get it spoiled
definitely.
or anything? Like within a few
it was
days?
really good. I just remember being like, oh my God.
And that was the biggest
How
book
would you come up with this?
JK.
You know what I mean?
That was the biggest book you'd ever read till that point,
definitely.
certainly, right?
All right, let's go back to the boring
The dates.
part.
Well, it's funny. I'm looking ahead at Order of the Phoenix. That came out in 2003. My family and I were on a cruise at that time, our one and only cruise of our lives, and it had just come out. Like, our cruise was right. I think it was around 4th of July, and it came out in June 2003. My brother just stayed in the cabin and read that book, and my parents were like, "We paid to send you on a. We never do this. We paid to go on a cruise, and you're gonna read a book the whole time." Like, they were just like teasing him, basically. It wasn't good. By the way, after I read those first 3 and was scared of the fourth one, I never returned to them until I was in college. And then I read them all in like a month over winter break. And love, they're fun. They're fun to read. I had never watched the movies either because I'm really weird. Anyone who listens to this show probably knows, based on how I am, I need to read the books before the movie. I could watch a movie. Even though I was anti-Harry Potter, it still kept me from watching these movies for a very long time. I was not on that trip where you went post 9/11 to go see the movie. Okay, so Goblet of Fire is out. It is going to take 3 years before the next book comes out. So they were coming out 1 year after the other. From 1998 to 2000, you get all those.
Bam, bam,
Boom,
bam,
boom,
bam.
boom. I'm sorry, from 1997 to 2000. And then you don't get Order of the Phoenix till June 2003. That's a huge gap. Do you remember that? Were you like, where's my book, JK?
Yeah, kind of, actually.
You know?
Yeah.
So in that huge gap there, the first movie comes out, which was November 2001. And then a year later, you get the second movie. So in between books 4 and 5, you get 2 movies, which I just think is interesting.
That is pretty wild.
And then just to get the march of dates continued here and finish them up, just for context, I feel like I need the context. You might not want it, but I need it.
I'm so bored.
Order of the Phoenix then comes out June 21st, 2003. The book, The Prisoner of Azkaban movie comes out June 2004. Half-Blood Prince book, July 2005. Goblet of Fire movie, November 2005. Order of the Phoenix movie, July 2007. Deathly Hallows book, July 2007. Do you remember that? That must have been a good time to be a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, that was pretty good time.
Right? They came out the same month. That's crazy. Yeah. And then the Half-Blood Prince movie, July 2009. They slowed down on the movies here a little bit. They were one a year for a little while, and then there's 2 years in between them there. And then Deathly Hallows movie 1, November 2010. Deathly Hallows movie 2, July 2011. Just a few months apart. It's not too bad of a wait, like 6-7 months. Okay, sorry about the dates. Just had to get them in there. Did you notice the movies, all the books came out in the summer? In July, June or July. The movies started in November, moved to the summer for a while, and then when they did Deathly Hallows, they did one of them in November again, and one of them in the summer. So we're watching these, didn't mention it right now. It's our sort of winter Christmas time here on the podcast. Harry Potter, I feel like, is Christmas adjacent. Would you agree? Disagree?
I don't feel that way because I most closely associate Harry Potter with 9/11.
September 11th, right, of course. So for you, they're more...
Explain to me why it's
more fall
Christmas adjacent. Yeah.
Well, so they do air on television around the... I mean, they air year round, but they always make a point to show them on like the ABC Family... What is that channel called? Freeform. Yeah. I think they're on the Sci-Fi Channel too. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with the Sci-Fi Channel. We don't have cable, but when I see it on at my parents' house, I'm like, what? Harry Potter, that's not sci-fi. Or like Halloween, why is that on? So they always air them then, but basically, I'm not the only person who feels they're Christmas adjacent, Kate. This is a cultural thing.
Well, because you want to spend Christmas at Hogwarts?
Well, every movie and book has a Christmas scene in them. Every single one.
Yeah.
They even bulked up the Christmas scenes in, I think, number 5.
They got that jaunty music in the back. You're going to put the music in the back right now.
They got special John Williams Christmassy Harry Potter music.
Yep.
And I think also it's because they were coming out in November originally. So most kids who aren't you, when they saw them in late November, those first couple movies, they were like, oh, it's Christmas. It's the winter. It's, they were probably going during December leading up to Christmas. Then there's the Christmas scene and et cetera. I don't know. They're Christmas adjacent. So that's why we're doing this. So this movie, Kate, it premiered on November 4th, 2001 in the UK, but not till November 16th, 2001 in the USA. That is a full 2 months after 9/11. The way you told me this story originally, I was imagining that they were out like on September 12th,
First, we had to recover from 9/11, and then we had to go see the movie.
Oh, I see. All right. Everyone had time to not anywhere near fully recover, but at least digest it. It was directed by Chris Columbus. We've been watching his movies a lot on this podcast. Adventures in Babysitting, Home Alone 1 and 2, Mrs. Doubtfire.
This makes sense because Hermione gives me real don't f*** with the babysitter energy.
Good point. Good point. Steven Spielberg originally he had the deal signed. He was going to do this movie.
Wow.
He, though, wanted to have Haley Joel Osment as the voice of Harry Potter, and he wanted it to be animated, which I find confusing, but it would work, I guess. But then he quit. He didn't. He changed his mind and he made AI, the artificial intelligence movie with Haley Joel Osment, where he's a little robot boy.
That's kind of weird.
I don't know. I think that was supposed to be a Stanley Kubrick movie. Then he died, and I think Steven Spielberg was like, "Ooh, this is my chance to like make a Stanley Kubrick movie." Was not as successful. This movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, it was written by Steve Kloves, who just 1 year earlier wrote Wonder Boys, the screenplay for the Wonder Boys movie based on the novel.
Another book that takes place at a school. Let's just throw him in there.
Kind of related. That he was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay for Wonder Boys. J.K. Rowling, for some reason, had the power to insist that all the actors were British or Irish, which it's cool. It's a good idea, right? It's funny because Chris Columbus was born in like the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. He's not British or Irish, but Warner Brothers, an American company, was making the movie. But they did go along with her request. The children were found through huge open casting calls. That was their idea. They were just going to have these enormous casting calls. Anyone could bring their kid. Daniel Radcliffe was already a little child actor, a little bit. He had been in like one movie in a small role, but he had starred in a BBC TV version of David Copperfield. And just in 1999, he was David Copperfield, which Harry Potter is really just Charles Dickens with magic, so it makes sense. Rupert Grint and Emma Watson were both theater kids, like at their schools, but they had never professionally acted, in a movie or TV. Sure. So they were like totally unknowns. The British government wanted this movie to be filmed so badly in the UK, because like Warner Brothers could have just gone and made it in a studio, basically, in LA. So they like changed the child labor laws for children actors and made like let them work more hours, and like it used to be a lot stricter, but they changed as a result of this. And as far as I know, they never changed back, which is just kind of interesting. One of the big churches, Canterbury Church, refused to let it be filmed there because it's too occult and it's witches. So they gave up. I mean, they're already like a World Heritage Site, so they're probably not losing on tourism, but
probably not.
They wanted an opportunity to have tourism forever. Movie was a hit. It broke box office records in the US and the UK. It was nominated for 3 Oscars, art, costumes, and music. It increased Harry Potter fever, which was already sweeping the world. Chris Columbus gets to come back and make the sequel, the first sequel, but then he chose to step away and only produce the third one, and then he's not involved at all after that because he said he's like, I don't want to live in England. I want to be near my family. Like, it's very consuming.
Oh,
this
absolutely,
job.
sure.
And they knew they were going to make 7 or 8 of them. And that's it. So we're going to watch it because it's loosely associated with Christmas, and I wanted to hear your Harry Potter story about 9/11.
Of course you did.
So when's the last time you saw this movie, you think?
Oh my gosh.
Surely not in 2001 in the theaters. No way.
I think it actually might be 2001 in the theaters. Yeah.
Because you and I, when we were first dating, we watched a few of these, but we were selective. We didn't watch every single one. We watched like Deathly Hallows because I was reading them at that time.
Yeah.
But we did not watch. So interesting if you really haven't seen it since then. And I rented the DVD from the library as a kid after I read it, but that's it. I don't know if I've seen it since then either.
Before we begin, Professor Dumbledore would like to say a few words. I have a few start-of-term notices I wish to announce. The first years, please note that the Dark Forest is strictly forbidden to all students. Also, our caretaker, Mr. Filch, has asked me to remind you that the third-floor corridor on the right-hand side is out of bounds to everyone who does not wish to die a most painful death. Thank you.
Harry Potter. You know what I'm actually interested in learning about? Daniel Radcliffe's documentary he produced about his stunt double, who was paralyzed. Daniel Radcliffe's bowl cut lives rent-free in my head. Look at it. It's majestic. All right, so R.I.P. Dumbledore.
Oh,
R.I.P.
and Hagrid.
Robbie Coltrane. R.I.P. Alan Rickman.
Oh, man.
Damn. I do have to say this music is iconic.
How hyped were you in theaters
Oh
when
my
the
God,
lights went down and this started?
Like literally all of us were freaking out. I was sitting next to my friend Michael and we were like, oh my God.
It's happening.
We were just freaked out. I have to say that this Dumbledore, who is it? Who's this one?
One of them's Michael Gambon.
The other one, Michael Hambone. I just remember freaking out the whole time that this movie was on. Richard Harris.
This
That's
is Richard Harris.
Yeah.
The next one's Michael Gambon.
Who's also dead. Richard Harris's Dumbledore, I think, is the most Dumbledore-y Dumbledore.
You like
That's
him
a hot
more, huh?
take.
That's fair. I mean, he was their first choice. They had to replace him only because he died.
And just the choice of casting icon Maggie Smith in this role. She looks old here in 1999.
She's been old for a very long time.
All right, so we are truly starting en medias res here, right? In the middle of everything. There's a mysterious thing happening, and Professor McGonagall's just fucking dragging him. She's like, "Do you think it wise to trust Hagrid with something so important?" Damn.
Well, we know more now. Here he comes on his flying motorcycle.
Tyler, I cannot stress to you how much I was freaking out in this movie theater.
Are you crying?
No.
Oh. It's just crazy to even do this. Like, what a weight you have as a storyteller, Chris Columbus, because you have to set all these things up. You don't even know how the books end yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
She didn't tell anybody. Supposedly, she would like go over the script and be like, "Oh, take this line you added out because that contradicts something that's going to happen later." But she wasn't telling anybody what was going to happen.
They couldn't have set him up with like a nice wizarding foster family.
Yeah, why did he? He had to be with blood relatives, huh? Even if they're going to abuse him for years.
I understand Dumbledore's thought process here, right? Where he's like, maybe we shouldn't reveal his extra wild traits to him until he's ready, but still.
He could have still had a loving, supportive family.
Yeah, he could have had like a kind family. You know, they could have picked like nice muggles.
Is this the day his parents were murdered? Okay,
This
so
is
we
like-
are there
yes.
right after.
That's the extra wild thing. And all these people know his parents.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they were his parents' teachers.
Right.
And Hagrid's like really involved because they're all in the Order of the Phoenix together, right? Like, he's their friend.
No, Hagrid was their
know?
buddy, right? So he just had to go look at their dead bodies because they just got blown up.
Oh, sure.
But when they got there, I guess we're getting ahead of ourselves, but like there was just like the whole house was all blown up and like you couldn't even figure out really what happened,
Yeah.
right?
Here's Wizard David Copperfield living under the stairs.
Yeah, I'm surprised Daniel Radcliffe wasn't like, "This isn't enough of a challenge. I just did David Copperfield."
We just saw him in something too.
Dursley.
Oh.
He was in that weird Edgar Allan Poe movie with Christian Bale where he played Edgar Allan Poe.
He glowed up quite a bit.
Dudley Dursley, is that his name? He glowed up, did he?
Yeah.
He looked a little wild. Isn't he also in the Queen's Gambit as her friend?
Yeah, I think so.
He didn't glow up the way Neville Longbottom did.
Ain't nobody glow up the way Neville Longbottom did. All right, so they essentially have like a child servant, right?
Yep.
Petunia and Vernon.
They received a baby on their doorstep, who they knew because he was their nephew.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Yep, he's going to cook for us." And Petunia, she was in the Super Mario Brothers movie, the old one, as a really weird, scary villainess with Bowser.
Look at Harry Potter's massive pants. I guess they're
It was
I guess they're
2001.
Dudley's used pants.
Oh, that makes sense. They've spent not a dime on this kid. It's a miracle he has glasses.
All right, so they are telling him like no funny business, which I guess it was supposed to mean
This has
like
happened before.
any kind of like unhinged magic that he
Right.
can't control. Right? Because he's received like no tutelage in how to like control the raging magic that's inside his body.
If Harry Potter really existed and was abused like this and then just thought he could talk to snakes, I would just assume he's having a psychotic break from all the stress and trauma.
Because like obviously Uncle Vernon knows something's off here.
Sure.
You know? Like this is not normal puberty. You know?
Poor Harry. He's got to go to public school.
I think culturally it's very different there. What would be your magical pet? Would it be an owl?
I don't
What
think
would you
so.
get?
What would I have? Can I have like a macaw? What would you have?
I think it's a tie between an owl and a cat, but I think you would have a toad.
Oh, hey. I would.
This is a little wild, right? When it is kind of like a Roald Dahl sequence, like a really chaotic
Yeah, there's like
energy.
letters coming out of eggshells. They
Yeah.
just put them everywhere. It's nuts.
I think I would have an owl. This whole family does look really frazzled.
They are unhinged right now.
The amount of posts they're getting.
This is probably based on like a time that J.K. Rowling's dad was like trying to ignore a tax bill that kept coming. I do like the energy of like, if assuming it's Dumbledore in charge of this, like, you know what? I could just go over and just talk to them, but I'm going to send so many owls and so many letters.
600,000 letters. Just make them shoot out of the chimney.
Just to prove my point.
We've all been there. Shooting everywhere. Just the pettiness of the Hogwarts admissions office. Absolutely wild.
We hope this letter finds you well. Why do British authors love sad little orphan boys so much?
Let's not forget, Uncle Vernon has a gun in this scene.
Couldn't be easy to get in the UK.
No. The forced perspective I feel like that they're doing here, right, on Robbie Coltrane is excellent.
Yeah, they must have built like a little set. It is funny because special effects evolve so much during the 10 years that they're making these movies. There's a famous story where the floating candles in Hogwarts dining hall were on fishing line, but then the candles would melt through the fishing line. So then they had flaming candles falling to the ground on the children. They realized they couldn't do it that way.
Doesn't Robbie Coltrane look like he would give you a really good hug?
Yeah, I wouldn't turn down a hug from Hagrid. I feel like they're really asking Hagrid to do much more than his job description.
Oh, absolutely.
He's the groundskeeper. Why is he here on this island getting Harry?
It's his parents' friend, though.
All right.
Like, if you're going to send somebody.
In his official duties, maybe he volunteered. I just worry that he's not being compensated correctly for his job.
Probably not.
And what happened? He had bad grades, so they're like, you can be our indentured servant for life instead of getting a degree.
Look at those pants. They look like your pants when you were 11.
Hey.
I've seen pictures. Absolutely giant corduroys that you could live in. Man, it was either go to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry or be labor trafficked away from his abusive family. Harry Potter was very susceptible to trafficking.
Whoa.
He would have been.
I forgot the scene where they're just taking the tube.
Yeah.
It's just a normal tube ride to get to, King's Cross. How does Ron end up with a rat?
It's his family rat.
I want to have my usual 40 beers.
Maybe they should have given him a little bit of background before just debuting him at this wizard pub. Right? They're like, oh, it's Harry Potter. And he's like, what? I'm just an orphan. Look at him in his huge pants and flannel wandering around this wizard world. I love it. Looks like an extra in a Hanson music video. What do you think the owl budget was for?
It seems like a lot of owls, especially at the beginning when we saw them on Privet Drive. I like that capitalism has touched the wizarding world.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're like, we must have the Nimbus 2000. Guys, it's a broom.
You'd think that you'd be a wizard in this world, but you would be a goblin.
So I feel like my whole time with this movie will be half remembering facts from the book from later. Why's he got so much money?
Because he's from an old wizarding family.
Which side?
The
Potter
Potters,
side?
yeah.
Okay. There's just no one else alive from that side? He gets all the money.
That's it.
This little 11-year-old boy gets that fortune.
Yeah.
Huh. Can he at least take it out of this vault and put it into some CDs?
Put in a high yield gremlin savings account. Goblin, pardon me. It's a wizard brokerage.
Wow, the bank level in Lego Harry Potter is way more complicated than what we just went through here.
Maybe Hagrid should stay with him.
Here, go pick out a wand.
He's like, all right, go pick out this scary magical implement. I've got to go around the pub. I'll be back in 20 minutes. Don't get lost in this wizard land where you don't know anyone or anything. All right, see ya. Does this guy just have a calendar of when people turn 11? Mr. Ollivander.
Well, Kate, I got to tell you, you don't know this, but as a man in America, Gillette starts sending you stuff on your 18th birthday. It's so weird. You get a coupon in the mail. You're like, how did they know that?
Well, I guess it is a small community, right?
Yeah.
So this guy was like, oh, it was just yesterday. Your mother and father were in here,
Yeah.
This is like going to a store with there's nothing I love better than going to a store with an expert storekeeper,
Tell you exactly what you need.
This seems like a really chaotic job. I love it.
He hands kids wands. They blow stuff up by accident. How's there anything left in here? He does this over and over all day.
Well, maybe Harry Potter's a really powerful wizard too, right? We have to consider that. But he's not a top-notch wizard, right? And then he becomes a wizard cop, which I really can't get behind. He's not the world's greatest wizard. I guess it's he's very brave and he's symbolically important. But Hermione's a much better witch than he is a wizard.
So did she blow stuff up when she was here?
I don't know.
What an overwhelming day for Harry.
He's been abducted. He had to go spend a bunch of his dead parents' money, and then a huge man bought him an owl. What a banner day for this child.
Ollivander just let it slip that his scar is the result of like an attack as well.
Yeah.
He didn't know that, I don't
No.
think. Did he think it was from the same car crash he thought killed his parents? Was he
maybe.
supposedly in the car?
All right, so we're getting a little backstory here. Finally, after Hagrid's had 40 beers, he's ready to tell the story.
I don't know. That stew he made looks kind of good. I'll bet you he's really good at making stew.
Is this just Wizard the Troubles?
Wow.
All right, so we just watched his parents get absolutely blasted. There's a lot of information to take in. It's been a long day.
I do like how long it takes this series to get us to see Voldemort again. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
They really make you wait till what, the fourth one?
No, you see him on the
Well,
back of
yeah, you see
back
his
of
face.
head.
Yeah. But like for him to be properly back as a character,
yeah,
it's the fourth
it is-
one, right?
It is a good amount of time.
Godswallop.
Here's my question. None of these muggles have noticed like a bunch of children pushing their trolley with an owl on it through
Or
the...
disappearing through a wall.
Yeah.
No, Kate, the Muggles are, we're just in our own world.
Right? Like no one's noticed this.
This enormous ginger family. Thank God. Otherwise, Harry wouldn't have figured it out either.
I know. Thank God. Get the whole Ginger family together. I love no family better than the Weasley family.
Not even your
I
own
wanted
family.
to be absorbed into the Weasley family so badly. I wanted Molly Weasley to make me a jumper. I wanted it all. Rupert Grint is such a little cutie. Look at him. He's so cute.
Yeah, there are literally, you're right, humans all
Yeah.
over.
But could there be magical things happening around us that we don't notice? Perhaps.
Wow.
Every time I see Daniel Radcliffe, I just think of him doing that Equus show where he had to run around nude.
I think of that Weird Al movie that he made.
He's just so wiry. Like he, as an adult, is like so wiry and hairy, and he has like such a square jaw. It's very confusing.
Like Ron's homemade sandwich. Absolutely smushed into a ball.
That's classic kid sandwich.
Yeah.
And then Harry Potter's like, look at me, I'm a rich wizard.
Moneybags
rich wizard,
over here.
poor wizard. You're right. Wizard capitalism is terrible.
Here's, chocolate frogs with their trading cards.
Yep.
Dumbledore.
Look at the amount of candy garbage they're eating.
These two boys are like, hey, should we be friends with this girl who makes us feel terrible? Makes us feel like idiots.
Did you ever hear that legend from filming this where they made these three write something about their character?
No.
It was like for the first movie, they were like doing like some of the like pre-work. They were like, all right, write like a little essay about your character. And Emma Watson wrote like a 12-page typed Times New Roman 12 font essay. And then Daniel Radcliffe turned in like a 1-pager. And then Rupert Grint wrote like 1 paragraph. It was like the best he could possibly do. Hagrid really does keep this place running. He's got to get the first years on the boats.
Follow me,
He's
little
gotta
ones.
Abduct a child from an island in the middle of a raging stormy sea.
And be back on time to do this.
Yeah, he's got to rake the leaves, feed whatever lives in this lake. I cannot overstate how excited I was to see Hogwarts as a child.
It took us quite some time to get here.
Yes.
The movie's been on for 40 minutes. Wow.
We still have 2 hours left. Good God. It's a long movie. Here's Snape. Oh, no, it's Professor McGonagall. Thank God.
Why don't they just arrest all the Slytherins?
Slytherins can be good. They're ambitious. They're cunning. They're the politicians of the wizarding world.
Yeah, my point stands. Draco Malfoy's in the back like, oh yes, Slytherin. She mentioned Slytherin. It's like, all right, there's all the sociopaths. Get rid of them. I guess at least this way they can keep an eye on them
Yeah.
at least. It is interesting because this movie has a lot of heavy lifting to do.
Yes.
They are explaining to us
whole
the
world.
houses.
Yep.
For any parent, whatever chaperone teachers went on that trip with you who didn't care.
Draco Malfoy is making a lot of big choices here. You know what I mean?
He's great.
He's always at a 10, which I love.
Macaulay Culkin would have been great in this if they made it 10
Macaulay
years
Culkin
earlier.
would have been a great Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
Macaulay, if you're listening, write in and tell us.
You seen him with his little baby?
So cute. Here's the candles on fishing wire that drip onto the children.
Did you identify strongly with Hermione?
All right, be quiet.
A little girl who's too smart for her own good.
Yeah, I wasn't brave enough to be a Gryffindor, though.
Hermione should be a Ravenclaw.
No, she's brave. She's braver than Harry and Ron combined. Damn, she's got to go first.
Wow, yeah, Hermione's up first. Is it alphabetical? Man, the Sorting Hat just looks disgusting.
Yeah, it's just years of poop.
Oh, here he is, Snape.
There's Snape looking goth as hell. Could choose to wear whatever you want at Hogwarts, and he wears that big black billowing robe. It's so great.
Might as well have black eyeliner and black nail polish on.
It's a pretty small class, too. There's probably, 50 first years?
If that. So, what's the Sorting Hat do the rest of the year?
He just hangs out.
Is he a faculty member? Does he get
No,
to
he just
sit at the
sits in
table and
Dumbledore's
eat?
office, I think.
Oh, no, what a boring existence. He's not at the Christmas party. Put me on. Go ahead. You know you want to.
I'll tell you where you're supposed to go. I I was always so obsessed with the idea of like the feast at Hogwarts. I don't know why. I mean, I love food.
It looks
so-
really fun. Look, they got all this food magic there. It's basically like a...
like an old country buffet.
I just saw a bucket of corn and I was picturing like a, what do you call it, where you dump all the food. Might as well just put newspaper down and dump buckets of food in front of the children.
There's so much hot goss going on at
Yeah.
Hogwarts right now. I love it.
They're talking about how Snape wants to teach Defense Against the Dark Arts. He's after Quirrell's job.
There's so much wizard tea to be spilt. I love it.
All right, you're just trying to have your feast. Now there's ghosts flying all around. So, is this the afterlife in this universe?
Yeah. You just
Where are
get to
Harry
zoom
Potter's
around
mom and
Hogwarts.
dad?
Oh, they're dead.
They don't get to be ghosts?
Is that John Cleese?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
For this film, when Nearly Headless Nick unhinges his neck and all the viscera's in there.
Doesn't look so good.
How'd they get away with that? In this movie PG, you really got to go up a lot of stairs to get where you're going here.
Your wizard calves would be so strong. And then you like just figure out a pathway to class and then the stairwells change. Like, are you kidding?
Nope, good luck. Like, they're going up, like, no kidding, like 50 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
They've arrived. They're immediately only under the care of a prefect who's like 2 years older than them.
Yep.
I just think things would probably go real bad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Every fraternity you've ever heard of, you hear stories like people are dying, they're doing the worst hazing you've ever heard. I just think...
And
if
what do you
just-
think wizard hazing would be like,
Yeah.
you know?
You just leave these kids alone in these little dorms. I don't know. Maybe I'm cynical, but I don't think it would be good.
Man, Daniel Radcliffe got to pet an owl in this. How cool is that? I would love to pet an owl. Can you arrange that for me?
Yeah, I'll try.
I would love to pet an owl.
Doesn't our zoo have owls? Do you think they have a special owl petting?
I don't think they
ticket?
have an owl petting ticket. I don't think you get
They have
to
a
just
feed
pet them.
the giraffe ticket.
Yeah, but that's very different.
What if you just go over there with some owl treats? Maybe you can create
Some
your
owl
own
treats, huh?
your own owl petting experience without paying.
What kind of wizard pedagogy is there, you know? Like,
Yeah, what was the training?
oh, here's Snape.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Snape's of the don't smile till January philosophy, I believe.
Bursts in the door mid-sentence, basically.
There's really a lot of fire around these 11-year-olds in this potions making class.
Oh no, we got a power struggle.
Don't get into a power struggle with wizard kids. What kind of mousse do you think Alan Rickman's using here?
I don't know, but I want some. I also want his hair because I have no hair. What do you think Alan Rickman was like in real life? I just imagine he was like this.
I saw somewhere where it was like he used to like drive the kids around like in his car to like go get milkshakes and stuff, but he wouldn't drive Rupert Grint around because he spilled a milkshake in his car. He was like, not you.
So he wasn't like method acting, trying to make
I don't
like
think so.
a conflict
No, I
between
think-
them.
I
He
think
tried
they-
being nice, and
yeah.
Rupert Grint accidentally, as an 11-year-old, spilled a milkshake. And 8 years later, he still wouldn't drive around.
I think they had like a super time.
Good. I hope so.
This is the kind of stuff that these children would be up to all the time.
This is funny. There's a kid, trying to turn his water into rum.
Obviously, Seamus Finnegan has a problem. Just imagine like the owl shitting all over your breakfast table. Like all the owls come in to drop off their mail. At least
one.
5 of them
Yeah.
are peeing and pooping.
It's definitely happening.
And like birds just have one hole for everything. So it's just like pee poop. What child is subscribed to the Daily Prophet? It's like the Wizard Wall Street Journal. Like, did they just get a good deal like for like a
Student
whole
deal.
class
The Wall Street
subscription?
Journal, you can get it for $3 if you're a student to this day.
Neville just needs like a 504 plan. Like he just needs like a little IEP. He needs a
They have
help.
those
Just
in the UK.
a little tiny little bit
in
of help.
the wizarding part of the UK.
You know, Emma Watson's stink face that she keeps making is great. I love it. Teaching these kids to fly. This is the equivalent of wizard driver's ed.
Wow, it would take a lot of patience to teach this one.
Yes.
You can't even get them to lift. Like, how many wizards and witches have died sliding
Oh, yeah.
off a broom by accident?
Hogwarts is a death trap.
Forbidden
Think of all the
forest,
ways these people could
littered with
die.
bodies. Well, one less mouth to feed. Some of these flying scenes look like a Windows 95 screensaver.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not good.
Just blasting through the class. Poor Neville on his out of control broom, you know?
Wow, he really should have died. It's a miracle he
Yeah.
didn't.
Who do you think has the highest death body count
Oh, which
at
professor?
Hogwarts? Do you think it's Madame Hooch,
Probably.
the flying professor?
Can you get CTE from Quidditch, do you think?
Definitely. In the proud tradition of all schools, we'll forgive this kid for directly disobeying a teacher because they're good at sport.
He doesn't even have to worry about his grades anymore
Yeah.
either. It's amazing. They'll find a way. I like that McGonagall is such a fan of the Quidditch here at school that she's like, she saw Harry catch that thing. It's like, hell yeah, he's the new Seeker.
Well, she's the head of Gryffindor House. She's looking out for her people.
Right. All right, so James Potter played on the Quidditch team in 1979. And like all schools, they're really holding on to those glories.
Sure are.
So Filch's cat is just a cat.
Yeah, she's just a cat.
But like Professor McGonagall can turn into a cat.
Yes.
Can she go talk to Filch's cat, like in cat language?
I thought that this three-legged dog looked like photorealistic. Like, I was so excited about it.
It's not bad. Did you say three-legged?
Three-headed.
It's not terrible.
So here's Oliver Wood to explain the fucking chaotic death game that is Quidditch.
Been a lot of studies about its effect on brain damage, but the National Quidditch League has squashed all those. Ron, furious that Hermione is successful. Look at Seamus, he's just blown up. They're just walking to their next class.
Terribly burned.
He's just still blown up. So the witches and wizards celebrate Halloween.
Of course they do.
Huh. Isn't it a holiday meant to keep magic people away?
Maybe they co-opted it.
They've embraced it. Is there like a doctor here a wizard doctor who can make insulin shots for these kids? They just have unlimited access to candy.
Poor Hermione. She's had to work harder than the other witches and wizards to get there. She doesn't have a legacy of being at Hogwarts, so has to work really, really fucking hard. And all of these pure-blood wizards are pretty mean to her.
Mm-hmm. Well, if her character trajectory, if she really is J.K. Rowling's self-insert character, in a few years, Hermione is going to pull that rug up, that ladder up right behind her.
Yep. Like, how often does this happen? That there's like a full panic mode at Hogwarts, right? Like there's a troll in the dungeon and everyone's just freaking out. Have like a troll drill.
Here we go. The groundbreaking special effects of the troll. How's it look?
Why is the troll going in the girls' bathroom?
Okay, JK.
Why would the troll need to go into any bathroom is my question. That's just Shrek.
It is very Shrek-like.
Shrek-esque.
And Shrek was out this very same year. It's got Shrek's same little vest. Oh, wow.
All right, so this troll is just blasting through the girls' bathroom. It's not good.
It would kill Hermione if she just wasn't in the right spot. My feminist children's lit professor in college was so mad about this. That Hermione gets, right? They save her, right? She was so fucking mad. She's put it to this as a huge failure of like modern children's lit.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Hermione, damsel in distress, rescued by two boys. I guess she told Ron how to do the spell while she cowered under a sink. So wait, what's going on with Snape?
Snape's high slit robe was showing off a little leg.
He's got like a cut on his pants and some blood. What a highly partisan system, the points. They're only awarded by professors who all themselves are members of the houses.
Drink your wizard Gatorade, Potter. Alan Rickman is making such choices with delivering these lines. He's like the king of the ellipsis, you know? Harry's like, I'm tired of being poor. I'm mail ordering brooms and shit.
I'm rich.
They're like, what could this possibly be? This broom-shaped parcel.
So does this mean there's like wizard marketing people?
Oh, yeah.
McGonagall bought him the broom? That's inappropriate.
It is inappropriate. All right, Friday Night Lights, here we go. Get those kids out there playing Quidditch.
Is this the only sport
that will certainly kill them.
It's the only sport that could get you excited as a child.
Hell yeah.
Quidditch. So the Quidditch fans are like soccer hooligans?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on here? Riotous.
Yeah. Come on, Tyler. Don't you remember the Quidditch World Cup from book 4?
No, not really.
Oh, my God.
Was that part of the Triwizard Tournament?
No, the Quidditch World Cup takes place before the Triwizard Tournament.
They had
Tyler.
2 gigantic international events in the 4th book.
Yes.
Were they related in any way? Like, if you traveled here for that, did you get to stay for the Triwizard Tournament?
I don't know.
We'll get there. Does this mean we're going to watch more of these on Not-Stalgia?
We're going to do all of them. We have to now. I'm having too much fun. The CGI on this actually doesn't look too bad.
That's fine.
It's not great, but like, imagine it's 2001.
You're right.
You've just weathered a national tragedy.
The times it truly looks bad is when they replace a whole person with it, which they do in the Quidditch match a few times.
What if it just like flew to England?
The snitch?
Yeah.
You just gotta go get it.
All right, so the Slytherin players are playing dirty. Harry's just sitting on his broom, though. He's not really doing a lot right now. He's just watching. He might as well be in the stands. All right, all these players are down. No one's wearing helmets. Like, do you think they would wear like a leather rugby helmet? You know? Something.
This is why you couldn't work here, Kate.
I couldn't. I'd be too worried all the time. I'd be like, oh my God, why are my kids always injured? So much of Harry Potter's life is just dumb luck. Survived an attack by an evil wizard. Oh, broke the rules. Now can fly great. I don't know. I don't buy it. So Harry Potter's broom is acting up. Not like he's not known how to fly it. He's had one flying lesson in his whole life. Surely it couldn't be his inability to fly a broom. It's someone jinxing it.
Also, if you are able to jinx someone's broom, anyone in the stands could do it. It feels like this would happen constantly.
Oh, yeah. But it's supposed to be like sportsmanship, right?
Ah.
I don't know. You could throw rocks and batteries at a Santa, but we only did that once in Philly.
The best players in the world deflate the balls to win Super Bowls.
point.
So it's like, you can't trust anyone. All right, Hermione,
Sure,
just light
set
him
your
on
professor
fire.
on fire. That's a great plan.
Also, knowing what we know now about Snape, it's so funny. He's just trying to help, and then he gets lit on fire.
How often do these things happen at Hogwarts? Like, I was lit on fire by a student, you know?
Harry Potter, no regard for his own life.
Yeah.
It's going to make him win. Everyone watch him vomit.
He's left it all in the Quidditch pitch. You think there's a lot of like wizard sports gambling going on?
I do.
I think so. Yeah.
I do. I bet there is.
Absolutely. What a jaunty score. Again, I'll say it.
I'll say to take the brave stance. John Williams is good at music.
Does Hagrid ever have any like helpers? Like he's just dragging in a Christmas tree
Single-handedly.
now. He's got a lot to do and he can't use magic. So like he has to do it all with his own bodily labor. All right, so it's Christmas time now. The reason that we're watching this.
Here we
very
go.
Christmassy.
Yeah, come on. This is,
It
look at
looks
this.
it does look super cozy. It looks like I would want to sit in like a little chair by the fire.
Don't you ever go on YouTube and get those like Harry Potter Christmas chill playlists? They're amazing. Oh my God, it's like Hogwarts at Christmas ambiance. I would like to play this chess. Look, it's like wrestling. It's like pro wrestling. The queen just took her chair and destroyed the other piece.
It is really nice that Ron decided to stay at Hogwarts with Harry, who doesn't really have anywhere to go.
Yeah. Oh,
you
was
know?
Ron invited to Romania?
I don't know.
I don't know that
Like,
he was.
In theory, he probably could have gone to
You
Romania.
think? The way he
you know?
said it, I got the impression that
You know
his
what?
parents
Good
left
for,
him here.
Good for Arthur and Molly.
Look at Ron wearing his Ron sweater.
Yeah, his Ron sweater. Ron's always eating garbage, which I love it. He's just always eating junk food. Dumbledore is so chaotic, right? So like Dumbledore has given him this invisibility cloak and is like, this belonged to your dad. Go use it to f***ing wreak havoc on the school. I do love that a large plot point in this book relates to going to the library to do research, which I love. You know? Knowledge is power, baby. That's why I'm a Ravenclaw. And your burps are why you're a Hufflepuff. A lot of mouth breathing from Filch. I love the special effects on this. This is just a silk scarf that we've draped over
when we're
Harry.
inside the
Yeah.
cloak with him. Yeah, yeah.
Alan Rickman's theatrical hand coming out to grab the invisibility cloak. It's the hand of a theater actor, not a movie actor, right?
I just like that at night at Hogwarts, you might see Snape slamming Quirrell into a wall to threaten him. It's your usual night here.
There's only like 3 students here right now.
Yeah, good point. Right, they can narrow this down.
They're like, oh, who could it be? Perhaps Harry Potter,
It's only
who
the
has turned
Christmas
this
kids.
f***ing school upside down since he got here. I always love seeing kids who go to Hogwarts in their like regular street clothes. I think it's so funny.
Yeah, he's just in his little red sweater.
Harry's dad just looks like an accountant. Look at him.
Sorry we blew up, son. Wow, his mom really looks a lot like Ginny Weasley. He's got a type, huh?
He's got some stuff. He needs to
working
go to
through
a,
some
he needs
stuff.
to go to a wizard therapist. Wizards will do anything except go to therapy.
They got enough Christmas trees here in the Great Hall?
Listen.
Hagrid's been busy. In the Romania of this universe, is there like a Dracula? There are vampires,
Sure, yeah.
right?
Man, wizard tourism has got to be wild. Yeah, why would you keep this at a school also?
Dumbledore's like, this mirror could drive men mad. Just quit looking at it.
Yeah, this is not good. You take a wrong turn, go into your classroom, and you stumble into a mirror that makes you lose your will to live. Man, Daniel Radcliffe got to hold an owl. That's really all I want out of this movie. I just want to hold an owl.
All right, we'll find a place with owls, I promise. If anybody out there runs an owl sanctuary,
Hook me up.
let me know.
Oh, springtime now.
All right, all the Christmas stuff's gone. Whoa, wait, did they just talk about Grindelwald? Whoa. All right, so this is all on Dumbledore's chocolate card they've had in front of them this whole time. I'd be scared if Hermione looked at me like that. Like, she's gonna hurt me. Poor Hagrid. He's a moment alone, and now these 3 kids are pestering him at his home in his little shack.
Yeah.
All right, so they took this extremely sought-after item, potentially dangerous, and they've hid it in a school full of children.
Yep. Last place you'd look, you know?
Like, are they human shields? What's the idea?
Yeah. Look at Professor McGonagall's little hat. It's so cute. I just want it so bad.
Look at Malfoy. What a narc. Now we're doing the Breakfast Club. Is that where this is headed? They all have detention together?
There's always that one teacher who's like, we can't punish kids the way we used to.
When
I was a
kid, they hit me with a paddle with holes drilled in it. All right, all right.
I grew to love that whistle. The Dark Forest is forbidden to anyone at any time, unless you're serving detention, in which case, get in there, kids.
Here's Hagrid
Everyone
with
grab
a crossbow. You kids know how to use these? Filch has never looked happier than when he's sending children to their demise in the Forbidden Forest.
Oh, absolutely.
Unicorn blood now sounds like a thing they'd sell to little kids at, like a boba shop.
Oh, absolutely.
All the unicorn stuff is very trendy.
Also, their detention is to go into the forest and find and kill the thing that's been killing unicorns.
Uh-huh. Yeah, if you're big enough to commit the crime, you're big enough to go, murder a unicorn killer.
Yeah, let's split these kids up in the woods. Just love. Draco Malfoy's always on 10. It's so great. He's always like spitting out his words. It's fabulous. Great choices, Tom. Here he is, Harry Potter, defeated by a tree root, trying to back away. That was a Halloween decoration.
That Voldemort
In a robe.
just flew away, hoisted up through the trees.
A centaur just blasted over to save Harry Potter, but this centaur is ripped as hell.
It's
He's looking like the
insane.
Smokey the Bear balloon
Yeah.
from the Macy's Day Parade.
He's so in shape. What does it do? Push-ups? So if even one drop of the blood gets in your mouth, you have a cursed life forever. Hagrid was just dipping his fingers in it to show the kids. What if he forgets?
You're going to have conflicted feelings about horses and men for years.
That's why you'll
must
do
go.
Equus later.
Wow. It's really a foreshadowing of him doing Equus.
Can we please send Harry to the infirmary when his scar is burning so
Yeah.
much he can't focus on his finals?
It's not so good.
Here's some saltines on your way. Is Hagrid playing the Harry Potter theme on a
Yeah.
penny whistle right now? Huh.
Snape's always turning up. He's got like real quiet shoes so he can sneak up behind you. The amount of pause Alan Rickman has before each word has greatly contributed to the length of this film.
It is 2.5 hours, and it could have been a lot shorter if he would just, speed it up a little bit.
Look at Neville Longbottom's teddy bear PJs.
All right, we're in the end game now. They're going to go
Yeah.
do their little quest, their little final boss battle.
That's you. Unable to relax.
Ron is saved, but blind. At what a cost. So glad these challenges were designed to each of their strengths. Whew.
Hermione doesn't have one that's designed to her strengths.
Yeah, she had to know about the devil's snare. She had to be
Yeah, she had to be
extremely
smart, to pay
well-read.
attention.
Yeah.
Like, who made these traps? I guess it's Dumbledore. He's like, ha ha ha. Look, this will really them up. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's me, Dumbledore.
When you touch the broom, the keys attack.
First you get choked out by a plant, and you get stabbed by a key.
Hey, don't forget the dog at the top.
Oh, don't forget about the doggy. I'm so clever. Naughty, naughty.
Off to London. Woo!
Who's supervising my school? Who knows?
I look like Jude Law once.
Once upon a time.
It's a huge chessboard where if you get knocked out, you'd get murdered by the opposite piece. Full-size chess seems fun in theory, but like if you really had to play it, without any magic,
terrible.
you're just standing around most of the time. I do love that the climactic moment of this children's movie is a big chess battle.
Just absolutely blasting things apart.
Chess pieces are exploding in spectacular fashion. For some reason, they're all full of smoke. Wow. 11-year-old Ron is ready to
He's
sacrifice
ready
his
to die.
life.
Yep, that's it.
Amazing. I mean, if one of them's got to go, there's a lot of Weasleys.
There's a lot of Weasleys.
It's not fair anyway if presumably whoever went ahead of them was only one person on the board, so they were much safer. They got 3 humans on the board.
Ron's like a little in love with that queen, though. Look at him.
How do you even play this game? Because the board is covered in debris.
You think like a little man comes and sweeps it off?
That's it? That wasn't so bad.
He was hit by some debris. He's okay.
Yeah, she could have sliced through him. She just sliced through the horse and he fell over.
He's fine.
Don't be so dramatic, Ron.
He's breathing. They made him breathe really dramatically in the background. He's fine.
Rupert, breathe more. I am breathing. Breathe bigger. It's as big as my lungs are.
I'm a little boy. I'm just a little boy.
Take care of Ron. How does Harry expect Hermione to take care of Ron? I guess she's the most knowledgeable
She's the
of
smartest
them.
one. She knows a bunch of spells. She's going to be like Misty Quigley.
Ron wakes up. He's missing a leg. She's like, I had to take it. It's the only way.
Hermione's out here putting herself down. She's like, oh, me? I'm just too clever. There are more important things than being clever. Not many, Hermione. You want to get out there and make that money? You don't need friends. Get out there and make those galleons. Get that wizard bag.
More important things like what you have, being famous for no reason of your choice. You're like
You
a
nepo
Kardashian.
baby. Harry Potter's a total nepo baby. It's his only thing.
Kate, what a twist. Who could have seen this coming? How could you have watched any of these movies? I guess you could enjoy them knowing the story, but every surprise you knew.
I remember being shocked my second grade self.
Oh,
at
in
this,
the book?
Yeah.
Quarrel being the guy. Why'd they have to make bald white men the villains in all these movies? Who put that stone in his pocket? How long has it been there? Let's see this nightmare fuel special effect.
Hell yeah.
I want to see the head on the back of the head.
Harry, why not just run away? You got the stone.
Good point.
Don't be curious. Get the heck out.
Whoa. Look at this horrifying fetus back there. Yeah. That's awesome.
The Voldemort on the back of Quirrell's head kind of looks like Christopher Walken.
I can see it.
Look at him. That's just a geode. That's like a fancy rock that you could buy at like a rock-themed gift shop. You know, where you like pan for gold and shit.
Eat the stone, Harry. Eat it so he can't get it. Whoa. It turns into like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon when Quirrell leaps over to Harry to start fighting him.
He's really choking him good.
I didn't know we'd have some wire work.
It's really interesting because you can see the man that Daniel Radcliffe is going to grow up to be in like certain shots. You're like, yeah, that's a man.
Yeah, when he makes a certain face,
Yeah. All right, so he went to choke Harry, and Harry literally dissolved him.
Yeah, he just touches him, and he like burns and melts and turns to little crumbles.
It's pretty horrific.
It's awesome. Yeah, he's touching his face now. Yeah, Harry has to now live with the fact that he just murdered Professor Quirrell.
Yeah, he really murdered him. 100%.
I know that it was murder or be murdered, but still.
Yeah, but he really turned him into dust. Like, he killed him.
How'd Voldemort get out of that? He turned him into powder. So I guess Voldemort's back to square one. Is that the point?
Yeah, he's just really...
That's why it's going to be years before we see him. I remember feeling some anticipation about that. Like, I've read a lot. I don't read. I've read a lot of these books, and we still haven't seen this guy. So I think it's good. It's a good storytelling device.
Look out.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Now he's a dust cloud.
It's his dust soul.
All right. Voldemort has passed through Harry. What does that mean?
Oh, now it's time for Harry Potter to have a bit of a nap. Just resting.
Am I crazy, or is there a scene in one of the books where Harry like breaks all his bones and then his bones heal like jelly? Was that in this book? It's later.
I think it's in the second book.
I remember feeling really weird about that reading it. Yeah, literally as a kid, I was like, I can't watch this extremely popular movie. I haven't read the book yet. What's wrong with me?
So the whole school knows that he murdered their professor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they could have destroyed the stone at any time. The secret power was love.
Yeah, Tyler.
If I were Harry, I'd be like, Dumbledore, those are my jelly beans. I did not offer you one. Stop doing your bit about the Bernie's beads. Go away.
All right, this movie's had like 9 endings.
How'd Ron ever recover from falling off that horse?
Never. All right, Harry? Yeah, I turned our professor to dust, but I'm all right. Surely I'll talk about this in therapy, in wizard therapy, when I'm 40.
Ron, you were sure you would die, and now you're alive. How's that feel?
Pretty all right.
Hermione, I didn't get hurt at all. Here comes the Dumbledore chaotic energy we all want, announcing the results of the points.
I love how chaotic Dumbledore is.
Also, poor Harry, right? The school year's ending, which means he's about to get sent back to his abusers for the summer. Great. So Snape is completely in the clear here from the kid's perspective.
He's cool. He's good. Dumbledore's such a wild man. I love it.
These last minute points, it's just like the bonus stars in Mario Party. Bullshit.
To Mr. Harry Potter for dissolving one of my employees. 50 points. 50 points to Gryffindor. Also, we're hiring now, if anyone is interested in the Defense Against the Dark Arts position.
I never liked Quirrell anyway. Neville Longbottom only gets 10 points. He still has night terrors about when he got frozen.
I think Hermione and Neville should have ended up together.
Well, let's go find the fan fiction you wrote when you were a kid. Did you write any?
No.
Oh, you seem like if you were allowed on the internet, you would have been a fanfiction.net person, I think.
You think?
Maybe. Ah, yes. How convenient. Dumbledore's house wins. It's like every school. The seniors always win on Spirit Week. We all know it's rigged. Me holding on to being mad about that since before I was a senior in high school.
Hagrid's got to get the kids on the train now. When does Hagrid get to just put his feet up, you know?
He gets 3 months, 10 weeks, whatever it is.
It's not enough time.
Can you imagine your kid returns from wizarding school and they're all bruised up, scratched up? You got like tons of screws.
Dissolved a grown man into dust.
So does Dudley have a tail permanently now? Is that just there? Look how relieved Hagrid is.
Oh, thank God.
Finally, going back to the pub. What an adventure.
Wow.
A whole year has passed. Feels like it.
It's a long
movie.
It's really long.
Are they all that long? I guess so. They might only get longer.
Oh, God.
This is your childhood memory, not mine.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Stop. You're going to take someone's eye out. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
You do it then if you're so clever.
Go on.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh,
Oh, well done. See here, everyone. Miss Granger's done it. Oh, splendid.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Well done, dear.
I think we're going to need another feather over here, Professor.
Woo-wee.
Did Steve Kloves do a good job?
He did. We should watch Wonder Boys, make it an unofficial duology. What'd you think?
Here's what I think. It was a super fun ride. I actually don't think that I've seen this since 2001.
At least not all the way through.
Yeah.
Maybe snippets on TV
Maybe.
here and there.
But it was super fun. It was a very immersive movie.
It was what?
It was a very immersive.
Oh, immersive. I think you said immersive. I was like,
No.
is that a word I've never heard
Very
before? I just misheard
immersive
you.
movie, right? Like, especially as like an 11-year-old, you're like, oh my god.
This is my sneak peek into the wizarding world.
Yeah, but I honestly, I think it holds up pretty well. What did you think?
Oh, I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's definitely fun, right? I mean, where else? There's not a lot of series like this that are just, they create such a unique and full world. Like you said, immersive. Like, there's just so much. Like, half the fun, is like the lingo and, muggles and the lore and stuff. Plus, it's just like, they do a good job.
John Cleese got a star.
John Cleese gets a really high credit.
Well,
He demanded
I mean,
it. He's like probably one of the biggest names in the movie,
it's
right?
it's probably alphabetical.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of fun, and they do a good job having it be. It's like episodic, right? Because each one needs its own story, but it's part of the bigger story. I think they just do a good job with it. And I often wonder if kids will get the same experience. I mean, they won't get the exact same experience because you could just read them all back to back now. But the whole point of this, why it was part of the reason it was such a big deal for people our age, because you grew up with it.
Sure.
You were ready for the fourth book. You were a little young. We were a little young. But if you were a few years older than us, you were age appropriate when each book came out. You were 11 when the first one came out. And by the time you get to that fourth huge book, you're ready to read a book that big, or at least, you're able to do it. So I don't know. I think there is something extremely unique about the time and place of this coming out in our childhood and people our generation's childhood that makes it special, And J.K. Rowling is trying as hard as she can to blowtorch the legacy of this by just being an unrepentant but we're not going to let her. Anyway, separate the art from the artist. That's been the theme lately we've discussed. But it's just so cool. Like, it's just so unique and it's fun. That's all. And right now, I mean, in my mind, if I had to say, what do I like more? Like the ones where they're younger, or the ones where they're older? I'd probably say younger. Like, I think it's kind of fun.
Yeah, they did a nice job. These kid actors did a nice job. That huge casting call really paid off.
They figured it out. They found three pretty good ones.
We're going to sign off with a hearty F you, Joe Rowling.
Next week, we'll watch another movie that is definitely tangentially a Christmas movie.
Super. Is it also related to 9/11?
There's Trouble in a Skyscraper and Alan Rickman's in it.
What?
Behind the walls of Hogwarts School, there are wizards, witches,
Trificus totalis.
dragons, trolls, and of course, Fluffy.
Who told you about Fluffy?
That thing has a name.
On November 16th, Warner Brothers Pictures presents Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, rated PG.